Yeah, man. The next question was like, well, at least that's what stood out to me. Talking about the 5-out offense, like what stood out to you as it related to the series, Dashes?
Um, the fact that Luka and Kyrie couldn't do shit. That's it. I was
Do
like,
you
yo,
think they couldn't do nothing, or they were just outmatched from a team standpoint?
of course, and that's that's pretty much what I mean. It's like it really felt like the Mavericks had a good enough team to go and win the championship up until they didn't, and you realize that their team was the only two niggas that we thought was their team, and that ain't gonna get it done. And so it's crazy how X's and O's go because the way that they are getting to the NBA Finals, you feel like, okay, if they beat the Timberwolves, they should be good to go with the Celtics. But it ain't necessarily the case. The
Who
best
was the
team
number
always
one defense in the league, right?
right. So it's just like, yo, nah, 'cause these boys got defense and they got O. So it is what it is. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's what stood out to me. What stood out to me is that, like, yo, bro, Kyrie and Luka are getting suffocated.
yeah, man. Luka averaged 29 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists in this series. And that's crazy considering they're getting suffocated. He was getting suffocated, with
Right.
defense, right?
Because he's trying to get 45 a night.
Yeah, man.
He
Luka,
finishing in the him averaging in the 20s was like that tells that they put a clamp on him.
yeah, he averaged 38 minutes a game in this series. Game four, which was the blowout, he only played 33 minutes. He only had two 30-point games. But yeah, Luka averaged 29, 8, and 5, and also averaged 4 turnovers a game. But also too, bro, like Luka, I know he was getting on him about the blow by percentage, but he was competing on defense, bro. Like he's doing so much, so I understand the
Yeah.
lapses in judgment at times, but like let's not act like your best player is always like a well-renowned like defender. You know what I'm saying? Like let's not do that to Luka.
And then, bro, you gotta think. I'm also thinking about too, like he has to defend how he defends, but then keep energy to go. It wasn't. I'm sorry. It wasn't. It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. And I wanted so bad for it to be enough because it seemed like it should have been Luka's time. But when you think about it, it was the Celtics' time as well because the Warriors beat them bad. I'm glad they came back from that.
Nah, man. Kyrie had Kyrie averaged 19. Kyrie averaged 19.8 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. Uh, it was
Devin
not.
Brown said, "Vintage Kyrie night wasn't enough." Damn.
Yo, man. Yeah, nah, Kyrie doesn't hit the 50 ball for Black Peace. Black
Oh,
Peace predicted that Kyrie was gonna have a 50 ball. The closest Kyrie got to that was game three where he had 35.
mm.
Um, so so yeah, man, it's tough, man. It's a tough series for Kyrie. I think what the either Luka game has to change or the Mavericks have to reconstruct their team. So you can't have you can't teams can't come into a series saying let Luka average 30 and we're still gonna get out of here with the win. But Luka averaging 30 and y'all still not having a high percentage chance of winning, you need to reconstruct something, whether that's the personnel or that's the type of system that you're running. Obviously, Luka's always been ball dominant, but at the same time, with his ball dominance, Luka's also going to kick it and feed his guys. So you gotta figure something out. So at that next level, Luka doesn't have to expend so much energy to wring out production, and also two, you could be put in a position where you can afford or have the luxury for Kyrie to have a off game or two in the series because you have another playmaker, another guy who could score, score the ball, ISO, and go
Right.
get his own bucket. When you just look at the tail of the tape for the Boston Celtics and the Dallas Mavericks, it was simple and plain. Luka and Kyrie had to be great every single game for them to have a chance to win. They couldn't afford to have any hiccups, any injuries, any fevers, flus, colds, any of that. They couldn't afford to have none of that. They had to be great, probably averaging 30 apiece a night just to have a chance. That was the prerequisite just to have a chance at beating Boston. Whereas Boston, Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown can have off night. You got damn Porzingis game one coming off the bench for 25 and 20 minutes. It's like, bro, what? So
Nobody's seen that coming.
nobody saw that coming. So I think Dallas got to get back to the drawing board, get into the free agency to find some more offensive firepower that can create their own, and not just wait to be spoon fed by Kyrie and by Luka, man.